Just like that. Just like that. We are back again, man.
We back.
We're recording this one on a Sunday, too.
Quick turnaround.
Real time.
So it's fresh. It's fresh. Everything is fresh in our brains.
Fresh. So let's get into it. First of all, thank you everyone that has been watching the videos, first of all. Let's keep on liking, sharing, leave a comment. Let's make this a community.
Subscribe.
Subscribe, everything. We recently, we have a Facebook now, right?
Mm-hmm.
We'll work on getting a Twitter eventually, but we have the Instagram active. We housed on the website, the listentostrap.com. We'll be starting to start like some merchandise line. Not only for men, women, cool stuff. You'll be getting the muscle tops that LT's wearing.
That's right.
Right. But man, let's start with what happened this weekend, yesterday, in the fight world.
Oh yeah. So real quick, we can skate over boxing. Emmanuel Navarrete pulled a TKO over Chris Diaz to retain his WBO featherweight belt. It was a 12th round stoppage. So
right.
He is he's one of those names on the up and come. People think he should move up to lightweight next, so it's kind of crowded right there. I think he might want to stay featherweight for a little bit because you move up to lightweight, you start running into people like Tank and Shakur, and so
yeah, there are a whole bunch of animals in that weight category that you don't want to deal with.
Exactly.
Yeah,
not a whole lot of money going around either, but
yeah. But in the world of boxing, right? Is it smart to, because you could bite more than you could chew. We talked about stories like the James Tonys of the world, the Roy Jones Jr., but it's high risk, high reward type of deal, right?
True enough. And see, the thing about it is those guys that are 130 right now, they're probably really 150 in real life, 160. So I'd let them grow out of the division before I move up to lightweight.
I hear you, my brother. So, is that the only boxing fight that we had this weekend?
Man, what we're talking about. Well, we thought that Munguia and Sulecki were going to fight, but that didn't.
It didn't happen.
It didn't happen. Going back and looking at it, they actually released it. That was canceled on April 6th, and they were looking for fill-ins, but yeah, that didn't take place. So
yeah, I mean. That sucks. I mean, we put it out there, but like it is what it is. Let's talk about UFC. Mm-hmm. There's a lot going on.
They stole the show.
Yeah, it was an amazing card.
You're gonna see memes all the way through Monday, probably an amazing the whole card. Week long.
Amazing card. I mean, let's start off with the beginners of the main card. We'll talk about Uriah Hall versus Chris Weidman. Shout out to Jamaica, Wagwan, my youth. Yeah, man. Uriah Hall. I don't know if he's from Spanish Town, if he's from Marvelly, if he's from Kingston, but we'll guess he's from somewhere there. But what happened? I mean, something happened in this fight that was grotesque, and it's kind of like, I want to say it's karma, but it's something that would happen in the Spider.
Yeah, it happened to Spider.
It happened to Spider fighting Chris
Weidman.
Yeah.
So if anybody remembers, Spider threw a leg kick.
Chris checked it, and it was like it snapped
instantly.
And in this fight, same thing.
And then coming back around, Chris Weidman threw a leg check on Uriah Hall.
Yeah.
And snapped. Obviously, adrenaline was going because he went to reset, put his weight down.
And then it was like, oh.
Ooh.
I mean, that things like that put sports in perspective. You know, what you make your body go through on a day-to-day to get that optimum level of performance. Like, you have to know that the human body is a very fragile thing.
Right.
Like, literally, boxers break their wrists and keep on fighting.
Right.
Like, a boxer post-career are taking pain meds because cutting weight, all that stuff that they do to their body is just...
UFC, I don't know if you noticed, but I heard they take like bamboo and they hit their leg, and they go up and down, and they hit their leg.
All right, so you
they
can
tap
build callus or like something.
Right.
Yeah.
So it slightly breaks the bone, and then it heals, but it calluses. Yeah. So with that victory, Uriah Hall became the first ever person in UFC to win a fight without throwing a strike.
Wow. If it was in boxing, we're talking about a Jagba when his opponent walked in and he's like, I'm good. Bye. I want to play that clip right there.
He said,
that was funny. He was like,
never mind.
Moving on to the next main card. Let's talk about G. Whaley versus Namajunas. Rose the Thug. Mm-hmm. We watched that fight together.
Yes, we did.
Amazing. They were getting it. Great fight. Both of them great fighters.
Talk about what you saw.
So what I saw was technique at its finest. These women are so technical. Rose, her stand-up game, you know what it is. She's immaculate. She's a kickboxer. I don't know. She's like a taekwondo. She's just amazing with her stand-up and her striking. I don't think it was a feint. I had to rewatch it. I thought she was feinting a jab, but she didn't complete it. But her left leg just checked Whaley in the face so fast that when the other combinations landed, Whaley didn't know what was happening. She was like, why are you stopping? She was pissed off. Like, it was so fast. I have to replay it in my mind because this is fresh. It happened last night. What do you pick
when I watch it, I'm thinking that Whaley's expecting a check to down below.
Down below, yeah.
It's because I see her raise her arms a little bit and kind of scoot back.
Right.
And then that's when Rose lands it. Mm-hmm. To me, it looked like it hit her in the jugular. Mm. Like, I don't know if you can get knocked out from getting kicked right there, but obviously she went limp. And
I don't know too much about karate or about kicking, but I always hear people talking about the question mark kick, kind of like the one that is like, I don't know if it's supposed to be like an actual question mark but they said the question mark kick. I don't know if that was it, because it was a different. It could have
grazed her chin.
It was like a different angle of a kick that kind of rises and then it like hits you. Like it's weird. She's flexible in close proximity.
Right.
That was really close. It was not like this. It was just like whoop.
And I mean the accuracy is like, because the arms came back down, and so she had the way that it went through there.
It was beautiful.
Yeah,
poetry in motion.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the other fight. I mean, this fight happened before this. The Namajunas fight. Let's talk about Shevchenko versus Andrada. Technical.
I think there was no fear on the part of Andrada. I think they were saying her name Andrade.
Andrada. I think I said it wrong.
Yeah.
We professional, unprofessional people with this.
Right. We were looking at her coming in, and she looked, all of 5'1". She looked stacked and built and
pitbull,
chiseled. But Shevchenko is a technician.
Bro, the takedowns. She was mauling her like a tiger, bro. Like dragging her where she wants to drag her. You could tell that the 5'1" frame made like a 5'6". You could see that I didn't know Shevchenko was that bigger than her. Like way bigger and way more control. She controlled that whole thing.
Yes, she did.
Till to when she won the fight through TKO. It was crazy.
Now I give her credit for escaping that choke. What was that? What round was that?
I remember that. Yep, it was a choke.
Because we thought it was done. I'm like, so I'm watching the hands, and I'm like, okay, if we see the hands go limp, we know she going out. Because I thought she was gonna go out, and then she just slips out of that. Yeah. I got to give her props for escaping that. But when once you got in that crucifix, we just knew. We knew.
Let's talk about the main fight of the day. Fireworks.
Yeah.
Fireworks. Let's talk about Game Bread. Mm-hmm. Street Jesus. Jorge Masvidal. Mm-hmm. Versus the Nigerian Nightmare, Kamaru Usman. Your take on that fight?
Very entertaining to me. I feel like Usman was taking some risks going in, like the way he was going in. And He was motivated.
Weird overhands that he was throwing from weird angles.
Right, and
he was not looking at Jorge throwing them things. He was looking down.
He was throwing with bad intentions. Let's put it like that.
Yeah.
He was following through. He wasn't snapping back.
Weird technique. I've never seen a person box like that.
He was swinging for the fences. He was going for the home run.
Jorge's a way better boxer, I think, that could have anticipated and moved his head a little bit more. But he was like laughing and like you hit because one of them hit him in the chest, and he's like, "Bro, you just throwing." And then Jorge laughed it off.
I feel like he was talking about ate that, you know?
Yeah. But I'm like, come on, man. This is a fight game. Yeah. And is it fair to say we need to give Usman his flowers as a UFC legend?
Got to, man.
We've called him I've not, but people have called him one of the most boring champions ever. Doesn't know how to sell a fight. Doesn't know how to ish talk.
Well, we gotta address what Masvidal said though, that
he didn't have punching power.
Then he said he was one of the lightest punchers that he's ever faced.
He broke Kobe Covington's face. Remember, he knocked out Gilbert Burns. These are legit people, so I didn't take that serious. I mean, he says he did have sting behind his punches, but it was a one-punch knockout when you go. Exactly.
So at the end of the day, he's the only person to ever stop Masvidal now. So
out of like 40-something fights, that's crazy. And Masvidal has always struggled with wrestlers. That's why he avoids them. He likes stand up. He likes, and that's why when and I hate bringing this guy back. Ben Askren was fighting Masvidal. The reason why Ben Askren was talking all that trash was because he knows Masvidal doesn't do well on the ground. He's not a wrestler. He doesn't like that. He avoids wrestlers. Prior to that fight and that knee that kind of spiked his career and rebirthed his career again.
Right.
He was known as a journeyman. He was the guy you get your notches to get into the top 10, right? In that division. And then after that win, because Askren had hardly lost, I think. He'd never been knocked out prior to that. And what he had done with Robbie Lola, we thought Askren was, and I don't want to bring Askren whole conversation back, but he was legit. Askren was a legit contender.
This was a couple years ago.
Probably fought Usman or somebody in that division, but this Masvidal knockout kind of lets us know that who else does Usman have to fight? Does he have to fight Kobe Covington again? Does he have to fight a Gilbert Burns again? Like, he's run through them convincingly. He sided with Tyrone Woodley. I think that Woodley fight let me know that dude may not have the it thing like a style bender, like just something, an aura thing. But he's a legit. People don't want to fight him. They've said in that division they don't like fighting Usman because he could take it on the ground. He could be that shark in the water, and he could be that lion on the ground too. So. I mean, he could be the lion on the ground and then the shark in the water.
He's showing you he's the total package.
And that's why he said, I'm the pound for pound best fighter. Like, he's trying to say he's in that Joan Bones category. Like, you think I'm just a wrestler. And that's a good discussion. A whole podcast talking. Are wrestlers the best UFC fighters? Are they the best UFC fighters?
Yes.
Or mixed martial arts fighters.
Yes, but
because we see Jones.
You add the striking component. They're just a different class athlete. It's a different pedigree, and then once you add the striking to that, to your resume, to your portfolio, it just puts you over the top. So
yeah. So and this is a quick back and forth between me and you. Who's the weakest? Who has the weakest package or the weakest? If you play NBA 2K, everybody has a pack, a layup pack. Who has the weakest attributes joining in mixed martial arts? Is it the boxer? Is it the jiu-jitsu guy, Brazilian jiu-jitsu? Is it the Muay Thai kickboxer? Who struggles the most when transitioning to the UFC? Because I'll give you examples of each of those type of fighters.
It's got to be the boxer because they're not looking for the leg strikes. They're not anticipating that the shoots.
But we have Francis Ngannou, we have Derek Lewis, boxers. They don't want to go on the ground.
Right.
How you going to get? Because fighting starts when you're standing up.
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? But
I think it's the jiu-jitsu guy, to be honest. To me, I think jiu-jitsu is the weakest package. But again, the strongest because it's calm, relaxed, and you could put a wrestler to sleep through those different chokeholds. And wrestling is about pinning somebody and being flexible and being able to adjust and move and be a brute slam. But in jiu-jitsu, it's a calmness. And I think that may not transition as good if you just are a grappler in your local club and now you want to do mixed martial arts. How, if the fight starts standing up, how are you going to get them down? A wrestler can shoot.
I like the way that translates through the rounds, though. Like the cardio and the gas tank. I just think they're built for it. Yeah.
Because I remember back in the day, there'll be a fighter who comes into the ring and they just lay on their back and just go on the ground so you could come, and they trying to bait you.
Right.
So when you get down there, you're in trouble. Because they're like a python, like a boa constrictor. They wrap themselves around you and you're done. You're done. You just I don't know how you do. You kick them or you I don't know what you do to get them out. They want you to come join them on the ground because that's where they're comfortable. They're comfortable being in a weird position. So it's weird. So I don't know. Mixed martial arts is slowly becoming my favorite because it's just so hard to understand. It's so hard to understand.
Yeah.
And everybody could catch an L.
Everybody.
Okay. Who's fighting, LT? We in that segment. Who's fighting? Looking forward to the new fights. Who's fighting, LT?
All right. Well, let's start with the UFC. This might be Friday, but this is not a pay-per-view. It's on ESPN2. Reyes versus Prochazka is Dominic Reyes.
That's one of my favorite fighters in the light heavyweight.
That's the big name on the card.
Prochazka, yeah.
Of course, there's some other preliminaries that you can see, but talk about why is Reyes one of your favorites?
He's not a quintessential fighter. He's an athlete. He's a specimen. I mean, he was a D1 football player that just picked up fighting late in his life, right? And what he could do in a ring is amazing because we talk about telegraphing, we talk about feinting, but with a football player that almost went pro, there's something called lateral movement that you cannot teach because footballers have impeccable side-to-side movement. I don't know how they're built to do that, but I think through muscle memory and doing it over since they were kids to grown-ups, right? They just move so much better, and fast twitch muscles for like true athletes just translate differently in different sports, especially when it comes to striking, right? Like you find a 218-pound dude, right, knocking out a 260 dude because just straight out like outpowering, because you may not have the same mass as that person, but that level of velocity and impact that you can hit somebody, right, is different. So like he's different. I think Ruiz is different, and if you don't believe me, I'm looking straight in the camera. Go watch Ruiz versus John Bones fight, and you'll see what I mean. Prochazka, on the other hand, is an athlete too. I mean, he's new to the UFC, but his record is, this dude has been flying through people. He's from the Czech Republic, I believe. He fought in Japan or somewhere in China or some. He has an impeccable record. Like he is Showtime. He's going to be one of the big people in the light heavyweight division. I mean, for the women, I mean, I'm not going to say this, but he's easy to look at. He's going to be easily marketed, and that's what the UFC want. They want to market you as a champ. So true. I think they're kind of giving the steroid package. He's fighting top contenders like the Dominic Ruiz. He's not supposed to be fighting because this is his second fight. You're fighting a Dominic Ruiz. There's something in there that the UFC see in him being the face of that division, because it's been struggling ever since Jones Bones has said he's going to be a heavyweight. So I think they're looking for a new face.
He's on the accelerated career path.
Exactly.
So now you got to make
something in him.
You got to make a choice now. You got to make a pick. Head to head. Your favorite versus one of your favorites versus.
I like Dominic Ruiz. I see his potential. I see his rawness. Yari is going to knock him out. Knock him out. Cold. But it's going to be one of those fights that are going to be it's going to be one of the most entertaining fights. Don't miss this fight. Because I think Dominic puts everything on the table. When he got knocked out by Jan Blachowicz, if I'm saying his name right, John, it was a good fight still. I mean, he got knocked out, but he was a good fight still. So I think Dominic is just not he has not been in so many fights. This dude has fought like 40 times. He's fought so many. There's something that tells somebody that he's young and he has fought so many people. Dominic has only fought like 18, 19 times. So what do you think?
I don't know too much about the young contender, but I'm sold on it. I'm gonna defer to you on this one.
Okay.
So moving on, we have a light heavyweight title match. It's actually a co-main. It's Dimitri Bibble versus Craig Richards. So that is for the WBA light heavyweight title. You know anything about either of those two, or?
No. Who's which show?
Is set for DAZN. I don't know why that popped up. I just hit the stop button. It's on the DAZN card.
Okay.
So check that out.
With that, I want to watch it. I think it's going to be interesting, and hopefully there's some fireworks.
Now
this is April 30th, right? Right? Am I saying it right? Next week is going to be April 30th.
May 1st.
May 1st. So May 1st.
May 1st. Yeah. Right? Yeah, May 1st.
May 1st. Okay. There's a couple of fights on DAZN May 1st. I mean, not DAZN, but a couple of fights that day.
Well, exactly. So that's on the undercard in Manchester Arena. So obviously, that's the undercard for Derek Chisora versus
Zimbo,
Joseph Parker.
Joseph Parker is going to win this fight. Chisora is slowly creeping into the journeyman group. He was a contender in the heavyweight division. I mean, he's fought everyone from Hayes. He's fought Dylan White. He's fought everyone. I like his style, man. He's relentless. He's rough. He's a tough test. But if we know anything, we know that Joe Parker is top 3 or top 4. Top 3. I'll say this. I'll put Tyson Fury as 1. I'll put Anthony Joshua as 2. And I'll put Joe over Deontay Wilder. And he held the belt too before Joshua came and took it from him.
Right. He's got.
Do you disagree with that?
2 losses. Dylan White, Anthony Joshua back to back. Both unanimous decision. So
Dylan White could be in the top 5 too, because he's legit. But Dylan White, he's like Chisora too, man. He puts everything on. He puts his nuts on the table. Like he just wants to knock me out type of dude. He's not. I'm not sitting boxing a long time.
Do you think we'll ever get to see Luis Ortiz versus any of these European fighters?
Ortiz is like 54 right now. How old is Ortiz right now, man? I mean, he's like,
Listen, he gave Deontay Wilder everything he could handle.
He got knocked out twice, right?
Deontay Wilder pushed that button.
Got knocked out twice.
Pushed that button.
But he was one of the first people that knocked Deontay Wilder down. And we were like, whoa, okay. But Deontay Wilder was like Denzel Washington in Training Day, and it's like King Kong ain't got nothing on me.
He's born in 79.
79, that's... he's like 42, 43, 42. That's Google. That's Wikipedia.
Now, let's see. Now, this one is very intriguing to me. Andy Ruiz versus Chris Areola.
Areola is becoming a journeyman too. He's a stepping stone to the top 10 in that heavyweight division. Amazing fighter, amazing chin. Oh, he's a warrior. I mean, that's the fight Deontay Wilder broke his hand fighting him. Because dude was not taking, it was a TKO, but it wasn't like one of them things that it's not
That
a
was-
Deontay Wilder like.
That was for the WBC heavyweight
it
title.
wasn't a Deontay Wilder like one punch highlight. It was one of those Deontay Wilder had to dig in.
That was back in 2016 in Alabama.
Just a blue collar, you're not knocking me out type of fighter versus a specimen in Andy Ruiz, built 260, 270, 280, 6'1", 6 foot tall, with hands of a cruiserweight. His hands are not of a heavyweight. They're quick. Great head movement. I don't know about his punching power, but he's just a big guy, and if he's a volume guy, so he's gonna get you. I'll choose Andy Ruiz. He's just a better boxer.
Well, let's talk about Andy Ruiz. Areola last appeared against Adam Kalnacki. That was on I want to say that was a PBC card on TV. I watched that. They were going at it, trading, which is why this is going to be action packed because we know that Ruiz likes to bang.
He likes to push the needle. Yeah,
we got to talk about his new physique. Have you seen him?
No.
Oh yeah, y'all gonna see him right here. We're gonna put him up there. Take a look. Go back and look at him against AJ.
Yeah.
And then look at him now. And I'm intrigued. I want to see, does he gain any speed? Is he quicker? We know he had the power. Does he move laterally better? Can he, is he gonna be able to head movement, improvement?
He even had that when he was looking not like in shape.
But
he already had that.
But is it gonna be enhanced? That's what I want to see.
Fair enough.
Is his tank gonna be better? Is he gonna have a higher motor?
But again, let's not go off his second fight with Anthony Joshua, because sometimes when you climb that mountain, to re-inspire yourself to be the underdog again is the hardest thing ever.
He was out of shape when he beat him.
I mean, we talk about being out of shape, but remember, he got knocked down. To stand up and fight again from a knock, you have to be in some level of shape. Because people that don't know, football players know this, fighters know this. The reason you get concussed and you're able to get back up and play is because your body is conditioned. You're in shape. If you've never had a stinger in like rugby and you get hit and you've not worked out, you're out. Your they call it faculties, like they're done for the day. But there's something about when your body is tip top. I know people that have played. I personally, I don't want to say this because maybe my family there. I played through concussions. I played through not knowing where I am, just because my body was in autopilot and I was like in shape at that time.
Anybody up until the early 2000s. And, that's when they turned the corner on that.
Because I think it's just a simple little thing before we start knowing about CTE. But think about it in boxing. Andy Ruiz got hit, got up, and kept fighting Anthony Joshua. So I kind of give him, maybe he was in shape, and maybe it's just his body type that
or maybe he was just a proud Mexican.
Maybe that. But how do you put pride in psycho awareness, or I don't know how to explain it in an actual fighting way without sounding like textbook.
We call it heart.
Let's talk about Tyson Fury, right?
Okay.
Do you think he's in shape when he fights? I think he is.
Most of the time. Because
he's always moving good.
Yeah.
But look at his body.
Yeah, there's body types.
His body, he got hit flush, got up, and he was good to go. I've seen people fight Deontay Wilder and just a little bit of, because Tyson Fury didn't get a one piece. He didn't get one. He got a few things before he landed down. That's why I was so impressed, because it was not one punch. It was a combination that caught him.
Don't take it wrong either, though, because Andy Ruiz, he had just came off a victory. Let me see if I can see who it was before they thrust him.
He fought Joe Parker too, remember?
Before he fought,
he took Joe Parker to distance.
Before he fought Joshua and won, he fought in April of 2019. And post-fight interview, I want to say he was saying, "Man, I need to lose 40 pounds before I fight again." Andy Ruiz was a fill-in for Big Baby, Miller, because Miller, he tested, he failed all those tests. And so he was kind of just thrust in there. That was between April May, June. So like a month obviously ain't enough time to lose 40 pounds. But he went in there and got the job done anyway. So, you know, I'm saying it from the horse's mouth.
Right.
But nonetheless, I'm intrigued to see.
You've not made your decision though. Who's going to win?
Oh, I did make my decision. Yeah, Ruiz is gonna. I don't see it going past 4.
4 rounds.
Yeah, 4 rounds tops.
And these are two Mexicans going to fight.
They gonna bang.
It's two Mexicans going
They
at
gonna
it.
bang. There's no way.
Two Mexicans going at it.
If he goes past 4, I'll be surprised.
Okay. To be honest,
That's about everything.
that's about everything. Everybody that's been tuning in, we appreciate you. We love you. Keep sharing. Keep subscribing. It's been another great episode of
Who's Fighting?
Yeah. Thank you for watching Who's Fighting. Stay tuned for next week and also break down more about the upcoming fights.